evening all of you. So in our previous classes we have completed the phylum Porifera to Platyhelminthes. So that's Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora and Platyhelminthes. Now today we are going to take one more invertebrate phylum, that is Cnidaria, Nematoda. So Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes already we have completed in our previous classes. Now today we are going to take the one more invertebrate phylum, Nematoda. Nematoda, yes. So these are commonly called as roundworms or threadworms. See, the members of the phylum Porifera, they are commonly called sponges. The Cnidarians are called jellyfishes and ctenophores are comb jellies and platyhelminths are flatworms. The same way the members of the phylum Nematoda, they are commonly called roundworms or threadworms. So why they are commonly called as roundworms? In their body cross section they appear like a circular in their bodies, circular in their cross section, hence they are commonly called as roundworms. And also their bodies looks like a thread, hence the name threadworms. So who coined the term Nematoda? Same way the Platyhelminthes and Nematihelminthes. Nematihelminthes is otherwise called Ascihelminthes according to our NCERT textbook. Same, that is also called as Nematoda. The term Nematihelminthes was coined by Gegenbar. So the study of helminth parasites, is called what? Helminthology. So helminth parasites means platyhelminths group as well as nematihelminths group. They are commonly called as helminth parasites. The study of helminth parasites, that is what? Helminthology. Now the nematodes are commonly called roundworms, na? Yes. What are the characteristics, the important characteristic features of the roundworms? See, these are same as like flatworms. These are also triploblastic animals. Triploblastic. That means their body wall with 3 layers, outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, between these two mesoderm. So we are elaborately explained in the phylum Platyhelminthes about the triploblastic animals. Then these are also bilateral symmetrical animals. So these two are the common features of both flatworms as well as the roundworms. But regarding the flatworms, they are triploblastic, bilateral symmetrical, acoelomates, because there is no coelom in them. The coelom means the space present between the body wall and gut, that is called coelom. The coelom was absent in flatworms. So the reason we already discussed in our previous class, due to the presence of the first appearance of mesoderm layer. That mesoderm gives rise to mesenchymal tissue. That mesenchyma occupies the space between the body wall and gut. That's why there is no coelom. Hence flatworms are acoelomates. But here the roundworms, these are pseudo. This is very important point. These are pseudo-coelomate animals. Pseudo-coelomate. Pseudo-coelom. Pseudo means false. So why these roundworms are called pseudo-coelomate animals? Why the coelom is not present? Why it is not a true coelom? So I will explain, I will clarify the difference between pseudo-coelom and true coelom. Pseudo-coelom and true coelom. See, true coelom, actually definition, just now I gave the definition about the coelom. Coelom means, see, For example, this is one organism. Here it is the body wall, right. So, this is a alimentary canal, gut. So, the body wall and here it is a gut, that is alimentary canal. The space present between the body wall and gut, that is called coelom. This is the space. So, coelom is the space present between the body wall and gut, that is called coelom. So, if it is a true coelom, so I will give the transverse section. Here it is the body wall and this is gut. So, the space present between the body wall and gut, that is called coelom. If it is a true coelom, that is a definitely lined with the double layered peritoneum. Here I am drawing about the double layered peritoneum. This red color mark is a peritoneal lining. The space between the body wall and gut is called coelom. The coelom is lined by double layered peritoneum. If the peritoneal lining is present, that is true coelom. But here we are discussing about the phylum Nematoda. These nematodes are called pseudocoelomate animals. Pseudo means false. The space was there. Between the body wall and gut, space was there, but the space is not lined by, that space was not lined by peritoneum. There is no peritoneal lining. Hence, these are called pseudocoelomate animals. So, once again I will give the difference between true coelom and pseudocoelom. Pseudocoelom means there is no peritoneal lining. Hence, that is called pseudocoelom. If the peritoneum is present, that is about the true coelom. That is the difference between true coelom and pseudocoelom. And these roundworms, the roundworms exhibit organ system level of organization. Right. Then from platyhelminths to echinodermata, all they exhibit this type of advanced system level of organization, that is organ system level of organization. So, the difference between flatworms and roundworms in this aspect, in these four characters, only the one character is differ in these two. Triploblastic bilateral symmetrical unsegmented acoelomates are the flatworms. Triploblastic bilateral symmetrical unsegmented pseudocoelomate animals, they are the roundworms. The common character is both they show organ system level of organization. So, coming to their body nature, the nature of the body. See, the roundworms, the body is unsegmented. So, what about their body nature? See, their body of roundworms is unsegmented. So, this is not the important point regarding entrance point of view. Very important point was their body wall is covered by, very important point, covered by collagenous cuticle. So, this is the unique feature. The body wall, the body is covered by collagenous cuticle for their protection, because they are parasites. So, the presence of collagenous cuticle is the unique character, the unique feature of the roundworms. That is very important point. That is a unique character of roundworms, is the presence of collagenous cuticle. And one more important character about their body wall. See, in some, not all roundworms, in some, the epidermis Epidermis means one of the layers in their body wall. So, the epidermis is syncytial. This is also very important point. Syncytial, the epidermis was syncytial, right. What is meant by syncytial condition? Generally we can say about the word syncytial means multi-nucleated condition. Multi-nucleated condition is called syncytial. In sometimes we can say about the multicellular also. In sometimes we can say about the word syncytial means not only the multinucleated, there are also multicellular. So, that is about the nature of the body wall, the body of nematodes or roundworms. Then coming to digestive system, digestive system. See, in flatworms we discussed about the digestive system, that is incomplete gut. In flatworms, the platyhelminths group, the alimentary canal was incomplete. So, why that is incomplete? The alimentary canal has only one opening. That opening acts like a mouth as well as anus. That means intake of food, that is called ingestion, and elimination of wastes, that is about egestion. But in nematodes, the digestive system, see here the alimentary canal, or otherwise it is called gut. The alimentary canal was complete. In nematodes, the complete gut. So, what is meant by complete gut? In flatworms, that gut was incomplete. So, what is the difference? What is the difference between the complete and incomplete gut? In nematodes, the complete gut, that means it has the two openings. One is mouth and other one is anus. The alimentary canal has the two openings. One is for ingestion, intake of food, and other one is for egestion. And one very important character in nematodes, the alimentary canal possesses pharynx. The characteristic feature of the pharynx was it is a muscular, very important point, muscular pharynx. That's one important point about digestive system. Then coming to nervous system, nervous system. So, nervous system somewhat when compared with flatworms. So, cephalization is more pronounced, not the greater than the annelids. When compared with the flatworms, moderately developed cephalization was seen in flatworms. Then somewhat advanced character about the cephalization in nematodes. Then coming to the nervous system. Nervous system possesses the circumenteric nerve ring. Circumenteric nerve ring with ganglia and nerves. So, here very important point regarding the sense organs. The very important sense organs are there. So, there are two types of sense organs. So, one type of sense organs are amphids and other type of sense organs are phasmids. So, there are two types of sense organs, amphids and phasmids. See, amphids, first of all we can take their position the anteriorly, that is in oral region. The phasmids are present in the posterior region. That is about the position of the sense organs. And one more aspect, their function. The function is very important. The amphids are chemoreceptors, and phasmids are sensory in function. See, one more very important point. We discussed about the phylum Porifera. The phylum Porifera was classified into 3 classes based on the spicules. Based on the spicules. The spicules forms endoskeleton. Here, the phylum Nematoda was classified into 2 classes only, Phasmidia, Aphasmidia. That is because of the presence or absence of phasmates. The presence or absence of phasmates. The phylum Nematoda was classified into 2 classes. If the phasmates are absent, they belongs to the class Aphasmidia, because A means absent. Then second one, Phasmidia, they possess phasmates. So based on the presence or absence of phasmates, the phylum Nematoda was classified. So this is the character for the classification of the phylum Nematoda. And one more very important system, that is excretory system. Excretory. So we discussed in flatworms the osmoregulatory and excretory function by flame cells. In flatworms, flame cells. So but in nematodes, that is in roundworms, the excretory system, the excretion is by one type of specialized cells. Those specialized cells are Rennetti cells. See, they are flatworms, flame cells are there. Here the roundworms, Rennetti cells. Roundworms, Rennetti cells. Flatworms, flame cells. So these Rennetti glands or Rennetti cells perform osmoregulatory function as well as and excretion. Then coming to reproductive system. So related to reproductive system, there are many more important aspects are there for entrance point of view. Reproductive system. See, these are unisexual organisms. Whereas the flatworms we discussed in our previous class, they are bisexual. The single organism possesses both male and female reproductive organs, but roundworms are unisexual. And one more very important character was they exhibit sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism, right. So what is meant by sexual dimorphism? So based on their external characters only, based on their external features, we can identify male and female. The identification of male and females by their external characters only. That's why that is what sexual dimorphism. So what is the differences between the male and female? So I'll give the detailed description about the male and female nematodes. See, suppose the males are shorter than the females. The females are longer and larger than the males. Yeah, this is about their size. They are longer and larger. Then the male, the posterior end is curved. So curved tail. In males, the posterior end is curved, whereas in females, the posterior end is straighted. In males, the posterior end, the curved posterior end possess cloaca. In case of females, they possess anus. And very important character, in males, the cloacal aperture possess two equal or two unequal spicules, a pair of spicules. In some, these spicules are unequal, and in some, the spicules are equal. These spicules are helps in copulation, hence they are called copulatory spicules, or they are otherwise called pineal setae. They are otherwise called pineal setae. So this is about the differences. Only I am giving here the differences between male and female because they exhibit sexual dimorphism. Once again, I will repeat these 3 points. Males are shorter than the females, and in males the post end is a curved tail is there. In females the post end is straight, and in females the post end possesses the anal aperture or anus. In males, the pineal seat, the cloacal aperture is possess a pair of equal or unequal pineal spicules or copulatory spicules. They helps in copulation. And one more very important point, the fertilization is internal. That's not important point. In nematodes, the roundworms, they mostly oviparous. So oviparity means laying eggs. This is not important point. Very important point here it is. Wuchereria was there. It is commonly called as filarial worm. Wuchereria or filarial worm. It is a ovoviviparous nematode. Ovoviviparous. What is meant by ovoviviparity? So they laying the embryonated eggs. They lays embryonated eggs. That's why this Wuchereria is the only nematode that is a ovoviviparous animal. Then the development is indirect. Development is indirect. So indirect development means the larval stages are there. So the larval forms, the development is indirect. So that means the larval forms are there. See, we discussed in sponges about the larval stages: amphiblastula, parenchyma, trichomella. In cnidarians, the common ciliated larval form is planula. In ctenophores, cedipede. In flatworms, miracidium, sporocyst, rhedia, cercaria, metacercaria. Whereas in roundworms, the larval stages are microfilaria and rhabdidiform larva, and strongyloides, so etc. But one very important point, one most important point, so in their life history there are 4 moultings occur. 4 moultings, developmental stages. You take another example as a cockroach. There are 13 moultings are there in cockroach development. Here in nematodes there are 4 moultings. This is also very important point regarding reproductive system. In reproductive system, you must remember 3 areas. One is they are unisexual, exhibit sexual dimorphism, and they are mostly oviparous, but Wuchereria was a ovoviviparous. Then 4 moultings are there in their life history. So regarding examples, see, so you can ask by giving scientific name, their common name, and also you can ask the common name for scientific name. So one is example 1, Ascaris lumbricoides. This is a scientific name. It is a commonly called as roundworm. Common name roundworm. Then ankylostoma diodinale. This is a commonly called as hookworm. Then Wuchereria bankruptcy. So it is commonly called as filarial worm. Filarial worm. Then enterobius vermicularis. Enterobius vermicularis. It is commonly called as pinworm. So this is about the characteristic features of the phylum Nematoda. Nematoda. Right. So next phylum we are going to take, that is phylum Annelida. Phylum Annelida. Okay. So once again I will repeat all the characteristic features of the phylum Nematoda. They are commonly called as roundworms. So the roundworms are triploblastic, bilateral symmetrical, pseudocoelomate animals. And one more important area, the alimentary canal was complete with two apertures, mouth and anus. Then regarding excretory system, roundworms Rennetti cells, roundworms Rennetti cells. Regarding nervous system, so I am explaining, I am repeating once again all the important aspects about the phylum Nematoda. The nervous system with two types of sense organs, one is amphids, second one is phasmids. Amphids are chemoreceptors and phasmids are glandulosensory in their function. And regarding reproductive system, excretory system, roundworms Rennetti cells for osmoregulation as well as excretion. So related to reproductive system, they are unisexual, they exhibit sexual dimorphism. The males are shorter than females. In males, the posterior end is curved with cloacal aperture. That cloacal aperture with a pair of pineal spicules or pineal setae or copulatory spicules. Copulatory spicules. So they helps in copulation. So whereas in females, the posterior end is straight, they are longer and larger than the males. At their posterior end, the pointed end is there with the anal aperture. And mostly the roundworms are oviparous, but only the nematode, that is Wuchereria. Wuchereria. It is the ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous nematode parasite. So ovoviviparity means they lays embryonated eggs. So externally they lay eggs, but inside the egg the microfilarial larva, that's one type of larval stage, that is called as the embryo. They release, the females, they release the embryonated eggs. Hence the Wuchereria was a ovoviviparous. Then, so there are 4 moltings are there in their life history, 4 moltings. Then examples, Ascaris is commonly called roundworm, Ankylostoma is a hookworm, Wuchereria was a filarial worm, and Enterobius was a pinworm. Yes, next we are going to take the class phylum Annelida.